training his son, his nephew. But if he comes back, that'll be. I'm not sure who's he going to fight. Who's he going to fight if he comes back? AJ?
You?
Me will never fight. Me and Tyson and I. We're like, to be honest, after everything.
What's the number of zeros? How many zeros would it have to be?
I don't know, just ask him. What he's done for me though, he took me in when I was looking for, when I was looking for a coach, he linked me up with Andy Lee, he linked me up with George Walker, took me and let me use his gym, his house. Over at his house for Christmas with my family and his family. It's just, it's one of those fights where I don't think it'll ever happen because it was just the respect that I have for him. It's like a brother. I do want to, like when he was the best in the world and he had the belts and then I wanted to fight the best in the world. But every time I looked at him, like, would I actually fight him? I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. I get that.
And those were more words of Joseph Parker, as you heard him say that he doesn't think that he would ever fight Tyson Fury. Shout out to the Stomping Ground for the interview and for the slick comment. You? Would you fight him? Would he fight you? And I would have to disagree with Joseph Parker. I'm going to tell you why. If Joseph Parker comes through this, okay, if he beats Fabio Wardley and he becomes the WBO and the WBA interim champions, he'll hold both titles at the same time. And both of those interim titles are really opportunities, right? Sure, they're belts, they're trinkets, but they're opportunities for the belts. And Tyson Fury, everyone knows that he's coming back. And I think this is what Joseph Parker needs to learn about the business. Everything that he said about the business, I think this is more of what he needs to learn, that you don't really have a lot of friends that you should omit when it comes to fighting. If you're a prize fighter, you need to be willing to fight anybody. It doesn't matter how close you get with a fighter. It doesn't matter how, well you gel with a fighter or whatever. It doesn't matter because things could happen in this sport because it's such a dirty sport, as he knows, that fight could happen or something could happen where that fighter gets seniority, priority over you. What do I mean, Kurt? That's easy. What's really going to happen when Tyson Fury comes back? I predict the same thing that he was complaining about Dubois in Frank having, favoritism over Dubois and all that. I think the same thing is going to happen with Tyson Fury. When they fast track Tyson Fury past Joseph Parker, I think at that point he will get the point. He'll get the memo like, whoa, I've seen this before. I've seen all the hard work that I've done, all these fighters that I've fought, the same fighters that I beat, Tyson Fury, I wouldn't even get in the ring with him, but I did, right? I beat the one guy that he got the most praise over. I beat him and nobody really gave me any credit. But now you're fast tracking me to a title. So when that happens, because hopefully it won't, but don't think that that's out of the question. You know what I mean? Because look, Frank loves Danny Dubois, but I think he loves Tyson a lot more. Why? Because Tyson brings in the greenbacks. And because he brings in the money, he's highly favored. Okay? So when that happens, people, when Tyson gets fast-tracked to that opportunity past before Joseph Parker, the question would be then, Joseph, would you still feel the same way about Tyson Fury and fighting him? He may still be a friend of his because he's not that type of dude. But would you still say, hey, well, wait a minute. You get the opportunity over me after you've had the opportunity 2 times now. Then you retire. Then you come back. And I've been working my ass off. And then you fly past me, you and Frank. You cut in front of me. Right? The question would be, would he still feel the same? That's the question. Would you still feel the same about Tyson Fury? We know how you feel about Frank. But will you feel the same about Tyson Fury? Because at that point, you start bargaining and you start reasoning with, okay, well, if I was Tyson, I would be more supportive of me if he's this close to me and this is my friend. If this guy really supports me, he should care about where I'm at in the business. Him doing that and showing no regard to what's happening in the sport, if he gets the opportunity before Joseph Parker, you know what that will show from Tyson Fury? That he's selfish. Do you see what I'm saying? So hopefully Joseph Parker will understand that, right? And at that point, okay, since you're getting fast track, well, you should fight me then, because I'm the guy next in line after I've beat another British fighter, right? After I did what I supposed to do, you supposed to support me. Give you an example. Do you guys remember when Anthony Joshua had a statement towards Joseph Parker? Joseph Parker, he holds him high regard. Why? Because Joseph Parker's been putting in that work. Anybody can see that. Anybody that's a boxing fan, not a fanboy, but a boxing fan, knows that Joseph Parker has done more than pretty much anyone, right? He's done more than pretty much anyone. The only difference between him and I get Cabello is undefeated, but he still doesn't really get marketed either because he's not British, right? Okay, but Anthony Joshua went on to say, hey, you know, he deserves the opportunity over guys like me. He deserves to be next. Have we heard Tyson Fury say that? Nope, we have not. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? So he should understand if that happens, when that happens. Speaking of Tyson Fury returning to boxing and a lot of unfair stuff goes down, I want him to know where he needs to be and what he needs to realize. But you guys tell me what you think of Joseph Parker stating that I'll never fight Tyson Fury. He's been too good to me. But will Tyson Fury be too good to him? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.